The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is taken near the 13. A beautiful fake. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, set the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
Looking to throw on second down. Berger, and he whips that one incomplete there. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, Berger. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 39 that time. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Let's go! Green, 39!
Throwing on first down. Berger, and that is incomplete. What are your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Throwing again. Berger. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
Let's go! 319! 319!
Operating from the gun. Berger. Oh, he's got some breathing room. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So they're operating in the red zone. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks right around the 26. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6". The drive begins with a run by Dixon. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
To throw on 2nd down, Decker firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
On 1st down, Decker. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Following the fumble recovery, Berger, and incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
So let me make sure I have this right. He's already found the end zone once, and now he's ripped off a big chunk of yardage here on this one. His confidence is awfully high. So now I've got to put myself in the shoes of the defensive coordinator. Do I go ahead and sell out to try and stop him and force him to do something different? Or do I risk him having a big monster day against my defense?
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Looking to throw. Berger, and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
First and 10. Berger, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go now.
From the gun, Berger, and he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now on first, Dixon again. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. You see the numbers on the ground for Dixon a week ago. 16 carries, 70 yards.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
Back to throw. Decker. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 101 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
Now Dixon, and he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 10-zip our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Looking to throw. Decker. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
Green 39! Green 39!
Operating from the gun. Decker throwing the slant pattern here, complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
Throwing on first down. Decker drops it underneath to Dixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Play action. Decker. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out...
What on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives. Back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point...
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe. Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
Off the play fake. Berger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Off play action. Berger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure it out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Looking to throw on second down. Berger, he finds Ross. Right side, it's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. The Vikings on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Back to throw. Berger. That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Looking to throw. Berger. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
To throw on second down. Berger, and the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And this offense on third down today, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. From the gun, Berger. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Forbath will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out come the Falcons now. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Here we go. 3-19.
On first down, Decker is going to let this one go deep. He's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A gain of 32 that time.
We saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
Back to throw. Decker, his throw incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
From the gun on 3rd down. Decker, that's to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. That was close to a big play. Just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it, but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it a good effort there. Really tried, just couldn't complete it.
Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. A handoff as they run the counter play. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
Oh, the Falcons fly in and they block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And that'll make it 13-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
On 1st and 10, Berger. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Here's Ryan Quigley now, on for his 2nd punt, and remember, his first one was blocked. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are an extra point away from moving out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And his kick is good. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Nifty move. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing on 1st down. Berger. Quick hitter here. It's complete. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Berger. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Let's go. Green, 39.
Operating from the gun. Berger got a man. It's Ross. Complete. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And he's got it. Got his man on the in route, complete. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. From the gun, Berger throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw on second down. Berger over the middle, complete. That's Ross. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Berger, and he slings one that's incomplete. And not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Back to the air on second down. Berger. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Berger. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front, as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Falcons are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Vikings didn't play their best, and they'll need to be at their best now to come back. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Taking a look now, early first quarter. The connection will be made from the gun, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 33-yard line. Vikings later on the drive. Morgan's going to look for a gap, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown as they take a 7-0 lead. 1st and 10. Decker's on point with the throw, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. Falcons go up by 1. We're set up for a great second half, so let's get you out to it. Here's Brandon Guyton.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On second down, it's Dixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. On the give, this is Dixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Looking to throw. Decker. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a 4th down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, pass the sticks, 1st down. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Berger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. Operating from the gun, Decker. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On first down, they go with Dixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
All right, here we go. Green.
Off the play fake. Decker. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Play action. Decker. And this is caught at the 8. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. On first and goal, Dixon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Falcons will call on Matt Bryant for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Bryant's kick is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he'll give it here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there, but they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot, and that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So that one will be accepted.
All right, here we go.
To throw again. Decker. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. First and 10. Decker. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
All right, here we go. All right, now look at this.
Looking to throw on second down. Decker. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Decker. And this is going to be incomplete.
He dropped that one. It has almost felt like he was disappointed he wasn't the primary receiver. Because we saw the guy scan the field, came to him on a check down, and running back's supposed to catch that one.
He's supposed to catch that one indeed.
Were his feelings hurt or something? I don't know what happened there.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. Throwing on first down. Berger. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Looking to throw. Berger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go. 3-19.
To throw on second down. Berger throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw. Berger. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
It's been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. This is taken at the 23. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And here now come the Falcons. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll start the drive with Dixon, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is Moderado. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Fresh set of downs here. From the gun, Berger. And some room to work. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On 1st down, Berger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. And that was just 4 verticals. They were going for a big play, and it resulted in a big play.
And you know why that's so difficult to cover? Because you can throw the ball to any one of those 4 vertical receivers at any point in the pattern. Wherever they're open, just get them the ball and then let them run after it.
And he runs it all the way in for a touchdown. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Forbath out to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
All right, here we go. Watch him now, Barney.
On 1st and 10, Decker. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Throwing again. Decker. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
The Falcons on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Decker. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a handoff for Dixon. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Well, we've seen some lead changes, and it certainly appeared that one of these squads was in full control of the game, but that's not the case after that touchdown.
Now they erase a 2 TD deficit here to grab the lead. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Now they try the right side here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a third down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And on the ground they go with a running back. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Decker. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Throws right side, and that's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. 23 yards on the play. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings are going to win this football game. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Vikings, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.